What's the beef going on between front row, back row there, McLovin and Paulie? What's the deal?
So we were talking about Bryce Harper, and you were sort of saying like maybe he gets more hype than he deserves as a player because he's put in like this top 3 category when he's really not quite that as a player.
Yeah.
Paulie threw in, well, Javy Baez is as good as Bryce Harper argument via IM.
Oh, Javy Baez.
But I think accurately pointed out, if Javy Baez was in Colorado and not Chicago, I'm not sure Paulie would even know who he was.
Possible.
Call him. He's more popular than Bryce Harper.
Okay.
That's fair. I watch a lot more Javy Baez being a Cubs fan. That said, I know he doesn't have the star power nationally that Bryce Harper has, but he's the better player on the field. He hits just as many home runs. He's rarely gets hurt. He's on pace this year. Last year, he had 34 home runs, same as Bryce Harper, but he hit 290 instead of 246 to Bryce. He's also one of the best fielders in the game and more entertaining fielders in the game. Fair. I think it's Lindor. There's
McLovin doesn't give you credit for fielding, things like that.
That's fair.
But he does want to give Bryce Harper credit for walking.
Well, I'm just saying Q rating, like if Paulie's never watched Nolan Arenado play, or like I've never watched Nolan Arenado play. Yeah, he's a better player than Bryce Harper, but nobody cares. I'm with the people. The people care about Bryce Harper. They don't care about even Mookie Betts.
But if you could have
he walks down the street, he could probably walk down the streets of New York City and be fine.
But if you could have star power and playing ability, which Bryce Harper has one, he's had one great season out of 7.
I'm just saying Javy Baez doesn't have near the star power of Bryce Harper.
If Bryce Harper didn't have his hair, what would he be?
He was on the cover of SI at 16. He's still a big. I think there's other things too. He was the natural,
Yeah.
Was. Javy Baez is on pace this year for 58 homers, 139 RBIs, and he's hitting 314. He used to be a guy who couldn't hit like for average. He still strikes out a lot, but his stats are going to be way better than Harper's this year.
Yes, McLovin.
Come on, help me out here, Dan.
Okay,
would Paul be talking about Javy Baez in any other market?
He might not.
Chicago?
He might not. But he does bring up a comparison here, and Baez is probably a better all-around player than Bryce Harper. Would you say that's right?
Probably.
See, Bryce Harper strikes me as the pop singer who may not be. They're popular, but are they really good?
He's streaky. When he's on, he's right there. I mean, he won one MVP, was well on his way to the second, and then he got hurt. He was, I mean, like his WARs, everything was way above everything.
Baez finished second in the MVP voting last year with 34 home runs. He's on pace for 24 more home runs than last year when he finished second in the MVP. I know he's not superstar, but he does have a lot of star power. Again, it's in Chicago. It's not as much national.
But part of the problem with baseball is you don't have any stars. Like, who are the stars in baseball?
Trout, Harper.
But no, I'm talking about popular players. Like, who are the popular players in baseball?
Trout, Harper, Kershaw, maybe?
But Trout is not. Does attendance go up when Mike Trout comes to town? As wonderful as he is and a future Hall of Famer, do you set your calendar to go watch a game on TV, to actually go watch him play? I don't know if you do. What player would you go out and watch play right now in baseball?
I mean, I would say Bryce Harper's the only name that
Aaron Judge, I would go watch play.
and Judge, yeah.
I would watch Judge. And
the thing is, Harper also won the home run derby last year. He's a prolific bomb hitter. I mean, he hits a way out of the park.
That's an exhibition.
No, I'm just saying, like, even in his real game home runs.
Didn't Todd Frazier win a home run title or a home run derby?
I think one of the reasons Harper's popular is his home runs are mammoth. People love the home run. He's like not quite, like Ken Griffey kind of big lefty home runs. People love that. Mm-hmm. But just an example of where baseball is, I challenge Paulie in our IM argument. Tell me the team for either the 2 American League home run hitters, and I'll buy him lunch. Eddie Rosario and Joey Gallo are leading the American League with 11 home runs. If anybody in the room could tell me what team they were on.
The Rangers?
One's a Ranger.
Okay, well then, you just said either one, so I got lunch for everybody.
I said anyone in this room.
This is an all-inclusive room.
No, you were very clear in the new man cave that you had your own room. You don't get to call this room all-inclusive now. I will buy you lunch if you want, because that was a good pull.
Yes, Paul.
I would owe McLovin lunch because I don't know the answer to either of those. But if Javy Baez at age 26 and Bryce Harper at age 26 were both available, I know who I'd spend my money on. Now, ticket sales may not be great, but I'll probably be deeper in the postseason, which that works out for your bottom line as well.
Yeah, there's 2 arguments in play here.
Right, they are
not for me. There was only one argument in play. I never said that Bryce Harper was better than Javy Baez. I said he was way more popular.
Yes, he is, and I'll give you that. He's way more popular. But the problem with baseball, there are not enough players that are must-see TV.
Were there back in the day?
Well, yeah, but baseball was different. And you couldn't wait to see the Big Red Machine or, the Dodgers when they came to town. Like, you were seeing teams when they came to town, and then they did have individuals. When Fernando was unbelievable, you couldn't wait to see him pitch. You can go down the list of great. Nolan Ryan was must-see TV.
The big steroid home run hitters. I hate to say it. I would tune in to see those guys. Sosa, Bonds, McGuire.
Well, yeah, and you had those guys. You had McGuire and Sosa who brought baseball back. Now, they brought them back, but it was artificially, bringing them back. But everybody enjoyed it. And nobody really had a problem with it. They were going, everybody's benefiting from this. And you had stars that were made because of that. Sammy Sosa was not on a playoff team. No, he didn't play for a good team. But you wanted to know what Sammy did during the afternoon at Wrigley.
I think that's one of my other points is the home run is still king. People don't care about all around. As I just said, nobody cares about all around player. People want to see the long ball.
No, the 5-tool player.
Yeah. McGuire and Sosa were not the best players. Well, they were close, but they were the most
No, they did one thing. They hit home runs. That was it.
But you bought a ticket to see that. You didn't buy a ticket to see the Tony Gwynn.
Barry Bonds was must-see TV. I mean, Barry Bonds, that was every at-bat. I don't know what we accomplished there.
I sure hope Bryce Harper turns it around so I can start bragging again.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.